Howdy guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Makayla and today we are exercising our free will and doing a 24-hour reading challenge. If you don't know what this is, you read for 24 hours straight. Pretty much as simple as it sounds. And I'm really excited for this. I've never actually done a full 24 hours straight. I've always split up the 24 hours. So we're gonna see how it goes. I'm a girl that really values my sleep. So we'll see how it goes. I have a lot of caffeine and a lot of alarms set to make sure that I stay awake. Orza wants to join in the video. But while we are starting out reading, I'll show you some of the reads. So I'm currently in the middle of Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I'm about like 70% the way into it and I'm really liking it. So this is where we're going to start out physically reading, and then I've also been listening to the audiobook of We Used to Live Here, which this audiobook is really good. I highly encourage anyone to listen to the audiobook if you're wanting to read this. I think it's really good, but anytime that I'm doing something that's not like sitting down and reading, I will be listening to this audiobook, and then maybe I will pick up another audiobook. I'm hoping I don't run out of audiobook hours during this video. I didn't think about that until now, but we will come across that when that happens. So these are the two books we are starting out with. I have a very good TBR for January specifically that is really good for books for this video, as well as I have Kindle Unlimited, so I have a bunch of books in my arsenal to be able to read. So we are bound to find something that keeps us interested, keeps us awake. And yeah, I'm gonna stop yapping and we're gonna get right into the video. It is currently 3:01 p.m. today, and we will be done reading at 3:01 p.m. tomorrow. So we are going to officially start the challenge, and I'm going to drink some caffeine, and let's go. Back for my first official check-in of the video. We have 21 hours and 17 minutes remaining, so we are almost 3 hours in, and I have officially finished my first book of the challenge, which was Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I started on page 239 and there was 364 pages total, so I read a little over 100 something pages, and then I started on page 188 of We Used to Live Here, and then I listened to the audiobook when I took my dog on a walk a little bit ago, and I'm on page 212. So this one's a little bit slower going just because I'm listening to the audiobook. But the next book that I'm going to pick up for the challenge is Everyone is Watching by Heather Gutenkopf. So this is kind of a thriller-esque where it's a bunch of people go on a reality show, then it turns deadly, so it's like a thriller, and I'm really excited because this is being compared to Big Brother, which I used to watch Big Brother all growing up, so it's really intriguing when I first read that. And yeah, we're gonna start this. It is, how many pages? A little over 300, so I think we can knock this out in a good amount of time, and yeah, we will keep on chugging along. It is currently 5:49 p.m. so we're still doing good on time. It's already getting dark out because it gets dark so soon now, but that is what we are up to at the moment. back for another official check-in. We have 15 hours and 30 minutes left in the challenge. So we are 8 hours in. We are doing pretty well. It is 11:35 p.m. I'm not as tired as I thought I was going to be. Granted, I have been drinking a lot of caffeine, so that has been helping. I am currently on page 224 of Everyone is Watching, and it's really good so far. I'm kind of flying through it, and pretty much we're just following the characters in this game where all the characters have secrets, and they're like slowly getting revealed, and all of this, you know, like learning the true colors about people. There's flashbacks to like the past where you're learning about like the different things that have happened, and it's really, really good. I'm enjoying it so far. I only have like 80-ish pages left, so I definitely will be able to finish this pretty quickly. After this, I don't know what I'm gonna read. I don't have my next book in mind. I don't know if I want to go into like another thriller. So maybe I'll pick up a fantasy, but I'm worried about fantasy because fantasy can take me a little bit to like get into. Maybe I'll pick up a romance on like Kindle Unlimited. I don't know. We're still gonna decide on what we're gonna read next, but I'm gonna sit here and finish this. My dog is just passed out on my bed. He's confused why I'm not turning the lights off and going to bed yet, because normally we like have a strict schedule. So we will sit here, continue reading, and yeah, we're gonna keep chugging along on the 24 hours. I have officially finished another book. It is like 1:20 in the morning. I'm really tired. It is hitting me. I fell asleep a little bit while I was reading. I think I fell asleep when I was filming a clip as well. But I don't know what I want to read next. I am looking at my little TBR. Part of me feels like I just kind of want like a silly romance maybe. I don't know. Or I could finish We Used to Live Here. I've been listening to the audiobook, but I only have a little bit left. So maybe I'll sit here and finish this and then go from there. I don't know what I want to read. I don't think I have enough brain power to start a fantasy. So I don't think I'm going to start a fantasy. I definitely don't have enough brain power for The Secret History because that's also on my TBR down there. I think we might have to do like a romance after this because I just need easy brain read. I'm getting really tired. Okay, I might sleep for like 2 hours. Sue me. I might sleep for 2 hours, get a little refresh, and then start back up. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna sit here and finish We Used to Live Here and go from there. And I will keep you updated on what I am doing. I am back. It is actually the next morning. My original plan after I finished We Used to Live Here last night was to just take like a 2-hour rest because I was really tired. For me, it's just really not realistic staying up for 24 hours straight. I value sleep so much. I normally fall asleep every night at like 9:30 reading in bed. So I ended up going to sleep. I set alarms, was going to sleep for 2 hours. I ended up sleeping for 4. However, I still think this challenge is ringing true. Even if I did wake up after the 2 hours, I don't think I would have been productive reading because I was so tired. Whereas after the 4 hours, I actually feel like refreshed. So the first book I'm going to pick up this morning is The Grace Year by Kim Leggett. I've had this on my physical TBR for a long time, and I finally have seen like quite a few people talking about it, and I'm really excited to read it. It's a YA thriller, and it's about every girl, when you turn 16, you go through this like transformation where you get like magic randomly, and the magic, it can drive like men mad over you and all of that. So they send them off when they turn 16, when they get their magic, and don't send them back until after they like expel their magic. That's kind of what I've got from the synopsis. I do have the physical book, but it's also on Kindle Unlimited, so I think I'm going to read it on my Kindle for a little bit. I might switch back and forth because I've just been reading physical books so far, and I think maybe switching to my Kindle might brighten up my mood. Not mood, but just give me a little bit more oomph when I'm reading. But I made myself a little coffee, and we are starting off the day good. Timer-wise, we do have 8 hours and 38 minutes left, so we still do have a good amount of time. And yeah, we're gonna jump right back into our 24-hour challenge. Check-in. It is really rainy and like gloomy outside today, so it's pretty good reading weather. I am 145 pages into The Grace Year, which I'm obviously learning a lot more about the story, and I'm finding it really interesting. So it's kind of like a Handmaid's Tale setup where they live in a society where men completely control women. They get to pick their wife and all of this stuff. But when the girls are 16, they end up sending them out for a year for their grace year to expel all of their magic. And that is, we're following the main character. She goes on her grace year. And yeah, it's really interesting, like, story of the competition and like finding yourself throughout this grace year. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. The dystopian world is pretty interesting. Like I said, it's kind of like a Handmaid's Tale vibe. And yeah, I am really liking it. I'm liking this more than I thought I would, and I am asking myself why I waited so long to actually read it. Time-wise, we have 4 hours and 50 minutes left, so we still have a good amount of time. I definitely think I can finish the book in that time. I did like start dozing off. I've been really tired this morning, so I'm trying not to doze off. So I've been like having to get up, do something to like get my energy flowing again, but we are chugging along. I think I might switch to reading the physical book because I've just been reading on my Kindle. So I think I'm going to switch to reading the physical book for a while just to switch it up. Done. I'm gonna sit here and finish the book. I only have like 30 pages left. We are back for the final check-in of our 24-hour reading challenge. This was a struggle. I will probably never do this again, but it was fun to be able to actually like say I did it. I always see a lot of people do them, and I wanted to do one of my own, but definitely it's not for me. I value sleep too much, and I'm about to go crash after I finish filming this because it's like 7 p.m. I have work tomorrow, so I really need to catch up on some sleep. But in total, I did complete 4 different books throughout this challenge, and in total, I actually read 958 pages, which, breaking it down, it was like 0.66 page per minute, was kind of my average reading pace, which I felt like I was reading a lot quicker yesterday. Today, I was really tired, did not read as fast, but we're gonna go through all of the books that I did read. So the first one I finished was Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I did already start this before I started the challenge, so it was just me finishing it. I think I was about like 60% the way done when I picked this up for the challenge, and I really enjoyed this. If you don't know what Vicious is about, you're following like two morally gray characters where they were college roommates, and they did this experiment on, they're called extraordinary people, where they found out, oh, if we die, we can gain these extraordinary powers. And it was kind of the timeline of them becoming like morally gray, kind of turning against each other, their rivalry. It was really good. I ended up giving it 4.5 stars. I went out and bought the second book already so that I can pick that up, which I will probably pick that up next because I'm really interested in that series. And yeah, I just love the exploration when we have like two morally gray characters on opposite sides and you're like, well, who do I root for? So that was really fun and did enjoy that book. The next book that I finished in this was We Used to Live Here. This is kind of a horror slash thriller, and you're following this couple who just moved into this new house that's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Well, all of a sudden this family shows up on the doorstep saying that the dad used to live there when he was younger and asked, oh, can I like show my family around? And then just weird stuff starts happening, and then it all goes downhill from there. But this one was really good. It was one of those, I never knew where we were going next in the story. It had a lot of twists and turns. I really enjoyed it. The audiobook for this was really, really good. I did listen to pretty much all of it on audiobook, and I would highly encourage people who are wanting to pick this up to pick up the audiobook because it was really good. There's little excerpts where it's like documents that are getting read from like different things that happen, and they use like a different narrator in that. There's like sound effects, and it was just really interesting. I enjoyed this, gave this 4.5 stars, which is a really high rating for like a horror thriller for me. And yeah, absolutely loved it. I had such a great time. It got spooky at times. I was just like, what is going on at times? And yeah, really enjoyed this. Again, gave this one 4.5 stars. And then the next one that I read was Everyone is Watching. And this one, you're following a reality show where the prize is $10 million, and 5 contestants go on the show where they quickly realize that, oh, there's something that's a little off about this show, and each one of the people that is on the show has a bunch of secrets, and it goes from there. And it's kind of like a Survivor slash Big Brother crossover, because all of these competitions that they're competing in are all live streamed, and it's really good. It sang Survivor and Big Brother, hooked me from the beginning, and I flew through this. I read it really quickly. I can't remember if I decided on a 4.5 or 4 star. I don't remember. I think I ended up giving a 4 star for this one. I don't remember. I need to go back and look at my Goodreads because I filled this out at like 2 a.m. when I finished it on my Goodreads, so I quite frankly don't really remember. But this one was a good time. I read this one completely through. I did previously start the audiobook for this. I'd barely gotten into it though, so I did technically start a little bit of a ways into this book and ended up finishing it. This one I read all the way through, did enjoy it. It was, I think, close, a little over 300 pages. I think it was like 310 pages. And it was just a good read, good thriller read. I think I found like when I do reading challenges where I'm wanting to try and like get through a lot of books, I gotta pick ones that are like up to pace. Now, the 4th book that I read was The Grace Year. Let me say, this was so good. I did not expect this to be as good as it was. It has been sitting on my shelf for like a year now, and I'm so upset with myself that I didn't read it until now because this was a 5 star. It's kind of a crossover of The Handmaid's Tale, but also kind of like Hunger Games-esque, not really, but you're following in this world where women are really dominated by men. They get chosen to be their husbands, and they're expected to just completely be submissive to men. Well, when the women turn 16, they get sent off for what's known as their grace year, where they're supposed to expel their magic that they're supposed to have. Pretty much they send them out into the middle of nowhere, lock them in a compound, and that is it. And a lot of stuff starts happening. The main character, she's going to her grace year. This was so good. Just the action. It definitely was a thriller. There was like a tad bit of romance in it. Absolutely loved it. There was like a few plot twists that were so good. It kept me captivated. This one was a little over 400. I believe it was like 404. Yeah, so this one was 404 pages. And I read this all today. Granted, I was like half asleep when I was reading this too, but it kept me hooked and it was so good. I ended up, once my timer went off, went and finished the last 30 pages because I was that invested in the book. Really good. I would highly encourage everyone to pick this up. It's a YA thriller, and I did not expect to love it as much as I did, but I'm so glad I finally picked this up because, yeah, it was a 5-star. Really enjoyed it, and I highly encourage anyone to pick this up if you like thrillers. And oh, it's just so good. I can't like say much without like spoiling anything, so I'm gonna end my like talking about it there. But yeah, I feel like this was a very successful video. I got 4 books off of my TBR, especially my January TBR. I'm like halfway through the books that I picked out for it, and it was a great time. Never doing a 24-hour reading challenge again. This was rough. It was hard, but yeah, it was still fun while I did do it. And yeah, I think that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe, comment down below if you have done a 24-hour reading challenge and what you read during it. And if you have any recommendations for me that you maybe want me to read or that you loved that you think maybe I would read. So I will see you guys in the next video and see you next time. Bye!